to episode 8. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 8 of the Average Aussies Premier League podcast. Here with the boys, as usual, all the usual suspects. Jake, how are you, mate?
Not too bad, mate.
Very good, fellas. Jim?
Always good, mate.
Beef?
I'm great, mate. Still undefeated. Let's go.
Well, I'm still top of the table, so.
What a dog.
Yeah, it was a weird round. A couple of postponements in there. A couple of games we got through, which was good. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on the video. Our socials, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and our Fantasy League. As always, the Fantasy Code will be in the description, so please join the Fantasy League. We got an extra one this week, did we?
We did,
Beef?
yeah.
Who'd we get in the...
It was Josh Godwin.
That's
Welcome,
it.
Josh.
Welcome, Josh, to the Average Aussies League. Hopefully you do well, mate. We're all rooting for you here, aren't we? All right, so let's get it. We'll go into... actually, no. The first thing we're going to do. Last week, unfortunately, fellas, we missed a question from the great Ryan Campion.
Can I ask, was he disappointed?
He was upset, but he was understanding, as Campo is.
Sorry, Campo.
Campo, hard but fair.
We love you, mate.
So his question was, if you could sign any player for your team outside of, I'm going to say it was the big six teams, who would you sign and why? All right, who wants to kick this off?
I'll go first.
All right.
Let's sign Jared Bowen.
Jared,
West
good shout.
I know Liverpool wanted him, kind of talks last season. We didn't end up going there, but I reckon he could be a good player.
Where's he play? What position? Is he attacking midfielder or is he a winger?
I would say that he's a forward.
A forward,
Yeah.
okay.
So he's not necessarily striker or winger or attacking mid. He's just a forward. He's an attacking player.
Nice.
In Antonio's absence last year, I think he scored.
Yeah, he stepped up massive,
all the
didn't
goals
he?
for West Ham, yeah.
Not doing so much this year, though.
That's probably down to West Ham.
He's still probably their best player, though.
Not so much.
I think.
What about Declan?
Yeah, well, that's my choice.
Moving on.
Good segue.
I'd take Declan Rice, I think. Well, everyone says we would need a winger, but I don't know. I'm not sold that we desperately need a winger. I think we struggle when Party's not in the team because Jack has now got that forward role, and Jack is not a holding midfielder, which we've come to understand now because that's where he gets like his rash tackles and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's a lot better in that box-to-box.
And we have El Neni, and El Neni's good, but he's not like... as I've said in the podcast, he's like a 6, 7 out of 10 each week. So I'm going to go Declan Rice. I reckon in a quality team, he'd go well. Yeah, who's yours, Fig?
Can I say two, or will that be possibly taking one of
You
yours?
do your first one, and then if it isn't it, I'll give you the nod.
All right.
Well, that's mine, so if it's that, please don't say
that was my second.
Okay, good. Perfect.
No, I was going to say, Yuri Tillmans, because I feel like we're lacking a quality midfielder. I feel like for us, there's too many old midfielders and too many young midfielders.
Yep.
We have a lack of senior players who are not pushing past a little bit. So I think that
Yeah, your late 30s or teenager, eh?
Yeah, pretty much. So to have him, I think he's only like sort of mid to late 20s or even early 20s. I don't know how old
I think he's like 26, I think.
Yeah, okay.
I
So
think
like
he's in the prime.
so he's getting towards his prime, I'd say. So I'd go for him.
B-Foss, who you got, mate?
I might change now, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So I was going to say James Maddison, but we don't play an attacking midfielder, so I'm going to change that. I want Lamptey. He's like a left back.
Tarek.
Yeah. He's awesome. And
Is he Brighton?
Emerson,
Yeah,
Brighton.
Brighton.
And Emerson Royale. Everyone knows what I think about Emerson Royale.
Can't cross the fucking ball.
He can't. So, I'm going to go Eric Lamptey.
All right, well...
Eric?
Tarek.
I was confident with it, but I just fucking pulled
went
that out
for
of nowhere.
I think does Emerson play right back?
It's just
Yeah,
Eric,
right wing.
It's his brother.
Eric Lamptey.
Right back, right wing back.
Right
Close
wing back, yeah.
relation of Tarek.
Because I think that Lamptey's a right back as well.
That's good. Well,
So-
Conte,
Get onto it.
get in there.
Call him up, mate.
So, there you go, Camps. There's your
Good old
question
Eric.
answered. That was a good question, to be honest. It took a bit of thinking for me.
Nice, Campo.
Thanks, Campo.
Campo.
We'll continue with the questions because I've just had this random question come up,
Yes.
which I would like answered by the fellas because I want to know what your guys I'm going to say maybe your favourite football celebration from whoever's in your team, your scoring celebration from someone in your team, and then probably one of your all-time favourites. And I'm going to put it out there now. we can't pick. I don't know if any of you have picked it.
Well, I don't know. You better tell us.
I'm going to say can't pick Tim Cahill because as an Aussie, Tim Cahill's celebration is one of your favourites,
You're
then
un-Australian.
You're un-Australian, exactly
Yeah,
right.
no, that's fair.
That's iconic for all us Aussies. So we're going to leave that one out because that's on top of all our lists. But yeah, who's got some celebrations they like?
I think Jimmy and I would probably share, like Gerard sliding into the corner, kissing the badge.
Yeah, the dig.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, he loved that
Chicken
one.
man or
Yeah.
whatever it was.
That's for Charleston, mate.
No, that's a pigeon. You just took my fucking one. No, what was it? It was like a
Yeah, I do
albatross.
remember that.
It was a Boeing 747.
It's the one he used to do like when he'd score against United. So
Yeah.
it was, slide in, then kiss the badge.
Yeah, okay.
He had a few, like, you know. But,
Like the one where he signed the camera too.
yeah, that was good.
Where'd he get the fucking texter from to
Fuck
sign the
knows.
camera?
Don't know.
Stevie fucking G.
He carries one with him in case he needs to sign some autographs real
Yeah.
quick.
No, I reckon my favourite's probably Crouchy with the robot.
Yeah, right.
I just
yeah.
thought it's freaking hilarious to
was
see
iconic.
this
The old
like
Crouch.
7 foot something skinny like
Wasn't he an
And he's
enigma,
just-
the old Crouchy? Fucking, he was
Yeah, he's a
he was
legend.
actually a good striker too.
great
was.
striker.
In his heyday. So, Beef, you want to...
Yeah, I was going to say Richarlison. I love the pigeon. Why not?
So, mine's
You know.
random. My goal celebration, probably because he's one of my favourite all-time players, but it's a real simple one, Sandy Cazorla. He always did the kiss each side of the wrist, point at the sky, and I do that now. Like, if I do something good, I love it.
Was it everyday life?
Yeah, I do. I worked the other day. I did something like, and all the boys started pissing themselves. I'm like, I just love it. I love it. That's my favourite, probably Arsenal celebration. I don't know. It's a random one. It's not very super iconic, but
Doesn't need to be though, does it?
no. But I'm going to say my favourite all-time celebration would be. It's between two, but they're pretty much the same. Eric Cantona, Marco Bresciano score the goal, stare into the crowd like you're just king shit.
Yeah.
Like the Roman gladiator.
Yeah, just like
yeah.
looking around, like
That
who's
Cantona
who?
trip, eh?
Yeah, like who's better than me
Yeah,
right
who
now?
here
Yeah,
in this 80,000
Yeah.
cauldron is better than me?
and
No one.
To be fair, I think Bresciano as an Australian holds more weight for me. Like when he did that, when he scored, that was
Yeah, what was that in the Uruguay game? It was, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, it was.
He got the
it was like,
equaliser. I
yeah,
think.
it was a
yeah.
big goal, and he just stopped.
He just
and was
stopped.
like-
He went to
put his hands on
celebrate.
his hips, I think, and he was just like, "Fuck, I'm good."
He went to celebrate and then just sort of stopped and went like he wanted to take in the moment.
Yeah. So that's probably biased too, because Marco Bresciano is my favourite ever Socceroo.
Legend.
Anyone got their favourite all-time celebrations, or have you used both Stevie G's?
I don't mind Griezmann. I love how he goes on the
hate-
phone.
Oh,
like that.
the Fortnite ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate them.
Nah, the phone's Eddie Nketiah and Gabriel Jesus. That's theirs.
But Griezmann made love.
Griezmann does the Fortnite
But before
dance.
that, he was that one.
Oh, yeah.
It was about 6-7 years ago.
You know what I like?
Griezmann.
I like when a young player or someone who doesn't score too often scores and they don't know what to do. And they just sort of like, Adebayo or whatever his name is from Fulham scored on the weekend and he just sort of went,
know
nothing
what to
doesn't do. He just sort of goes, oh shit, I've got the winner.
Or you got-
don't know what to do.
Hey, how about the iconic fucking... When you said like that name just reminded me of Adebayo when he ran
Oh, ran the length
the
of the
length of the
pitch.
field to celebrate in front of the house. Like, that was dog shit. But
He did some terrible stuff.
oh yeah. Or like you can't beat the classic when they're dodging everyone. They're trying to get
Yeah,
somewhere
trying to
and they're
get
like
somewhere,
just
yeah.
dodging
Doesn't it
everyone.
annoy you when one of your teammates or players scores a goal, they're trying to run and you've always got it's always like a defensive midfielder's like grabbing to stop him?
Yeah.
That pisses me off so
Yeah,
much.
Granit Xhaka loves it. He
our-
but,
our mids do
but
it
I
too.
like it. I don't mind it.
Or when you score and you go to get the ball from the
Oh,
net
and
and the
they're
goalie
trying
won't
to
let you
hold
have
it.
That's hilarious how
especially when it's
fired
like
up
for
they
a
get.
nothing goal.
Yeah.
Like you're winning 5-0, it's 5-1.
He's trying to get the ball back.
No.
Yeah, classic. All right, good shit, fellas. Let's get in the games. Oh, you want to start, Beef? We'll start with your game because you've had a bit of a trouncing going out at the old toilet seat.
So did you want to... You said you'd show what we predicted before each this week?
Yeah, I can do that, mate.
Oh, flick back
Just for a
through the
little bit
notes.
of colour?
All right. So we all picked Tottenham in this game. So
Surprise, surprise.
All right, well, that's
surprise.
easy. So 6-2, if you haven't seen it yet, it was the best. We love playing Leicester. Kane always scores, but the headline, which I'm sure everybody saw, Son Heung-min got benched. So shared golden boot last year.
Can I just ask you what do you think about Son getting benched? Did you like that move, or do you think it's like
I liked it because It was all over the
scored a
every
hat-trick.
Spurs comment section.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
like,
but
just
like-
give him a break and let him come on and show
Right.
why he should play every week. It is dangerous benching someone.
Yeah, because
one
it
of
can
the
go one
pundits
or
was
two
saying
ways.
that
Yeah, that's
they
what I
could
was
go,
saying.
You know, I'll remember when Conte benched me.
Yeah.
So, you know, he doesn't think I'm the best winger in the team, but Son is a different breed. Like, he's so humble. He took it in his stride. He
Yeah.
played 60 minutes off and then came on and scored 3 brilliant goals. So,
Yeah,
it was
those-
such a good game.
Those goals were
Two
unreal.
brilliant goals.
Two brilliant, a hat-trick, 2 brilliant goals.
The first one was unreal.
Yeah.
That was a cracking goal.
Yeah,
He had
I'd-
2 defenders on him and there's fucking said,
At
"Don't
their
worry about
peril,
it,
they
fellas."
laid off him.
Yeah,
You
they
can't
did, eh?
lay
Yeah.
off Sung
Why?
Heung-min. You've got to
Yeah.
come
I know.
out and tackle him. He
Yeah.
loves that. But, yeah, really pleasing. I think if you'd told me after round 7 that we'd be undefeated, I'd think we'd be leading, right, with Liverpool and City, but unfortunately Arsenal are doing well as well. But no, really, really happy. Really happy. I think the rest of the team played solid as well. Benton Kerr is so good. He's just been one of the dark horses. It just doesn't get much limelight, doesn't do any interviews.
Is
but
he a holding midfielder?
Yeah, he's in there with
okay.
Højbjerg.
Yeah, they
But
make
he-
a massive difference when you got a good
Yeah, he
holding
scored. He
midfielder,
pushed
man.
forward. Leicester's defence is shite.
Yeah.
They are shy,
They're
aren't
terrible,
they?
man.
Because you guys were like, didn't play that great to start off with, really, did you?
That's every game. Every
Yeah, like
first
you
half
kinda
for us
like
this year,
starting-
we really lackluster, really pensive, and then afterwards, after half time, it's like we're like, all right, let's play like Tottenham now. But Benton Kerr scored. He assisted Sonny Screamer. What else happened? Kane scored.
Emerson Royale, did he play?
Oh yeah, he came off the bench. But we played better without him.
Yeah, fucking know. That's my thing with Tottenham, right? He's like, that scares me the most because you can just not be in the game, just like going about your business, trudging along, and you can blink you make one mistake and you're probably getting a goal put against you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can turn it on just like, because you're obviously playing counter-attacking football. So like, and we got like the North London derby coming up. We make one, like, I think our biggest...
That's going to be a great game.
Well, I think it's going to be pretty much we have the ball and we try not to give it to Tottenham.
Is it at the Emirates?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
yeah, it will be like that. I
So,
think.
like, because you guys are like, playing that style where you're kind of sitting off and letting teams have the ball, but
Yeah.
you lose that ball and you get punished, like,
Yeah.
instantly. Like, it can happen in a matter of seconds.
Well, you've got a quality team. That's what
And-
happens.
and
You put quality players on the park, like they will punish you if you make errors.
Exactly. And a manager that looks like he backs his own plan, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot more resolve than we've had the last few seasons because we all know the pain of you dominate a game up to the 88th minute, you
Yeah.
don't make any subs, and then the other team scores and you fucking draw or lose.
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore. We seem to be stable, quite confident in our actual game plan all the way to the 90th. So we said at the start, it's going to be one of the best years. It's not just
Yeah.
going to be Liverpool City, and all 4 of our teams are up there. So
Yeah, because that's what I mean. What was the score up until Son didn't score his goals till like
It was 2-2 at half time,
yeah,
I
man.
think.
And He
Yeah.
came on at 3-2, and
Yeah, okay. So you're in front
Completely
when you come
changed
on.
the
Yeah,
match.
but he,
13-minute hat trick between the 73rd and 86th minute.
yeah, as I said, he's probably the only, like, I fucking hate Tottenham, as you all probably know, but like,
Do you?
as Son is the only player I would take that player in a heartbeat. Like, you know what I mean?
Sonny's
Like,
just a legend anyway. He's
good
just,
bloke.
as Ethan said, he's
good,
humble.
Yeah, good bloke. Amazing football
Yeah.
player.
Yes, yeah.
Got some goals in him. Yeah, as I said, that makes me nervous. Hopefully, he starts on the bench.
He's got a good celebration.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
They love the Spurs boys love the face. I remember
That's-
Bergwijn was like Batman.
Oh yeah,
Dele
that's
Alli
true.
was,
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell that was.
At
But,
least we don't
Well, we
have
all
any.
know how that ended up Dele
At least
Alli.
none of us.
oh, may you rest in peace.
Well, at least none of us have to put up with Anthony scoring goals and doing the tiger in the camera. That's just atrocious. All right, we'll move on then. Villa got a win against Southampton 1-0.
Finally.
Not bad for Stevie G. He definitely needed that one, didn't he?
He certainly did.
you need
I'll
to
take
feel
me
shit
credit here. I picked him for that, and you all said, no, Southampton have got him.
Oh, did we really?
Yep. It's written down.
It's a long week, isn't it? One
Yeah.
week in football.
But yeah, that's they obviously Villa have built on their winning draw against City there.
Yep.
And that young Jacob Ramsey,
He's a good player.
oh, he's so good.
Yeah, quality.
So they'll want to keep hold of him because
Yeah.
there'll be big clubs sniffing around. So,
And
but yeah,
Southampton are notoriously unreliable.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's very
So you
true.
just- yeah.
They are. It's so weird what's going on with Southampton because I think I tipped them to go down. They could be on the cusp of going down. They're kind of like not doing bad, but
They are the definition of a mid-table club.
yeah, true.
They will always
Win some,
finish
lose
somewhere
some.
between like 15 and 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just them.
Yeah.
And they could beat any team on their day.
Yeah. They can also lose 9-0 the next week.
Yeah. You defend like well, and then you get Ward Prowse to fucking snag a screamer. They can beat any team on
Well,
there.
yeah, exactly right. Nottingham Forest 2, Fulham 3.
I watched this game. Nottingham Forest were up 2-0.
Yeah,
And then I'll have a look, but in a very short space of
Thought it
time.
was
it went pear shaped real quick.
Maybe it
for
was
them.
1-0.
It was one. Yeah, they were up 1-0, but it's the what do I
Yeah,
have
sorry,
here?
they were up 1-0, and then Fulham went bang
Yeah.
bang, and then Forest came back and equalised, and then Harrison Reid got the. No, sorry, I am the. This is why we're called the average Aussie pundits because this is shocking here.
That's last year's game.
I'll tell you what happened.
Forest were up 1-0.
They took the lead.
Fulham got to 3-1.
Yeah.
That's what I look. This was on like freaking 5 a.m. Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Did watch it, but it was a while
Forest
ago.
have taken a lead in multiple games this season, and they've just fucking handed it over, which is not great for them. And Fulham scored 3 in the second half, and I think
Without
that's
Mitrovic.
the second time this season that Forest have conceded 3 in a second half.
Well, they conceded 3 in the space of 6 minutes.
That's what I mean. That's something that I think their manager was saying that like once they get a goal put against them, they really struggle to like.
Yep.
Heads go down.
Well, it's not even their heads go down. He said they struggle to compose themselves again and go back to the process. It's like, oh shit, someone scored. They lose the plot. But I mean, Fulham plugging away, aren't they?
Fulham are coming like 7th or
They just
No,
Six.
They're
coming 6th.
They're playing nice football too. Like
They are.
credit to them. We bagged them on the average Aussies, as we say
did.
every week.
They
But
put that fire up under him.
obviously,
But maybe they played it as a bit of inspiration.
what's his name? What's Silver's name? He's
Marco.
Marco.
What?
He's obviously tuned in the average Dodgers and just thought, no, these guys have got no idea, which we don't.
We'll admit that. It's fine.
Manchester City 3 over Wolves 0 at home for Wolves. Sorry, so Wolves 0, Manchester City 3. If you're going to say it the correct way, what can you say?
We all saw it coming. We all tipped that. We all also tipped Fulham, just on the quiet there
Sweet.
for the last game. So
Sweet. Yeah, that red card for old mate. That's
far
a
out.
shocking tackle, isn't
He
it?
was
Yeah.
4 feet off the ground with both feet.
And he missed the ball by like even
Oh
if
my God, dude.
old mate if Jack Grealish wasn't there, he that's the biggest air swing. That's the biggest fail of the season. If at least he hit a player.
If you want to talk about mistimed tackles, that is just.
But what are you doing? Like, what are you doing there? Like,
I
who
don't know.
launches at someone like that in the
Yeah.
middle of fucking like you're not even like under pressure really. And he's going, I was going for the ball. It's like, what does it fucking matter, you idiot? But
What part of the game was that in?
it was the first half.
Yeah.
Like early
40th
on?
minute or something.
Yeah, 38th, 48th.
Okay,
I
so it
think.
wasn't early on. Because sometimes players make like rash decisions.
You can
and-
find it here if you want.
Yeah, sometimes
Somewhere.
players make rash decisions and get red cards early in first or second half because the manager like fires them up.
Yeah.
Get out there, get in amongst it,
No,
have
it
a
was
crack, and then they do it and they get sent. But if he's got sent in the
It was just a stupid
33rd.
tackle. 33rd minute. Ridiculous.
unless he's a slow burner, he took that long to fire up.
But Haaland again scores, KDB assists again,
How many goals is Haaland on?
11.
11.
Oh, my.
I
He
read
could be-
something. If he continues with like his expected goal ratio and everything, he's going to finish the season with like 98 goals or
Yeah.
something ridiculous.
Oh, you got to put it out there. I know he's only young and he's only like been in the Premier League for however many games.
7 games.
He's on track to be one of the greatest players we've ever seen play in the
But this
Premier
is
League.
what we were saying. Like, what do you have to do to like? He scored like 100 goals in 98 games.
Yeah, it's not like
And
he's
it's not
just like started scoring goals.
No,
like
it's not like before he came to the Premier League, he was playing in a crappy league. Like he was playing at Dortmund.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of even Drago from Rocky.
Yeah.
Like he's been designed.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Because like, look at that head.
Yeah.
The way he celebrates, how he launches and he kind of floats. And he's
Yeah,
like, his
even when he
legs, he's
scores
like-
goals, man, that one he hung
Yeah.
up at the back post the other week
Oh,
when he just
man.
like, it looked like he floated for like 3 meters.
did it in
like,
the
And then
Champions
like, spun
League
himself
too.
around and just put his foot out and just tapped
Yeah.
it in.
yeah, well, yeah,
Fuck off,
that
mate.
goal that he scored,
He looks
yeah.
like the under 16s kid playing with his little brother's under 10s team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
How he-
drove.
Yeah.
100%. Like, it's
Drove the brother to the game and
Yeah.
then played.
we could definitely be witnessing something quite special with Haaland.
I predicted 30 plus.
You did, like you.
Oh,
well,
that
you're.
was
He's probably going to
pretty
get that by
outrageous.
Christmas, bro.
Then he can take a fucking sabbatical.
Are Norway in the World Cup?
Nah.
Okay, so that
Fuck.
bodes well for City
Yeah,
too,
because
because you'll
I
just
was
have a
checking.
break.
I was
Yeah.
checking for Martin as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah, Norway are not. I'm going to say
they're
90.
Norway.
I'm going to say
they're nowhere.
I'm going to say 90% sure that Norway are nowhere in the World Cup. Brighton Crystal Palace got postponed.
Not much to say about that one.
What? You always say that about games that
No, I mean, because it didn't go ahead.
Oh, it's getting fired off. I thought it
Didn't really get off the ground that
Settle
one.
down.
It's fucking Premier League
Yeah.
football.
Sorry, mate. Just this rum, I tell you, I don't know why we drink it.
Fucking delicious.
Newcastle 1, Bournemouth 1 at St James's Park. That's disappointing for
Oh, man.
Newcastle.
We all-
I'm pretty
we all
sure
picked Newcastle
you
for
have
a
to.
win.
You can't not pick Newcastle there. Like
That's a big result for Bournemouth.
Yeah, massive.
Bournemouth's manager is doing all right for himself, isn't he? He's
Well,
old,
they were at fucking rock.
old Gary O'Neill.
You can't go any lower. Than
Yeah, 9-0.
I think
10.
they just. I did watch a bit of this game, and I think Newcastle just. I found like because Bournemouth were all sitting behind the ball, they were struggling
Yeah.
to try
To
and
break 'em down.
Break them down. Yeah.
Look, I used to. Liverpool were like that not so long
Absolutely.
ago.
So we've been like that.
Yeah,
throughout
I feel
We'd go
years.
it's a transition.
Burnley.
Yeah, it's a transition sort of thing. Like
Have
when you're a
fucking
team
80%
who,
of the
like
ball.
Newcastle, weren't a team that always dominated games.
No.
They were used to playing a bit counter-attacking and using the ball when they had it. Now they're dominating.
Yeah.
It's a completely
Exactly
different
right.
way to play.
Yeah.
And even the fans have got to get used to that different sort of thing and get behind it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
so
like, who's their main playmaker in that team? Is it Bruno?
it would be Bruno, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, probably take some time for him to gel with Isaac as well up top.
Who scored though?
Yeah.
Yeah, was that pen? No, it wasn't a pen. That was last week.
No, yeah, I don't
No,
think.
he
it was-
scored. Yeah, but as I was saying, Gary O'Neill, that's his name. He's putting in a shout to keep that Bournemouth job, I think. If he can keep just like, because Newcastle, obviously, Bournemouth go to Newcastle, they're not expected to get anything from that game, I
No.
don't think. So if he can jag like draws and stuff like that, he can salvage them their season, really. And
Are they going to go down though? That's the.
well, that's what I mean. If he can keep getting these results, if he can keep getting like decent results like that, it's a shout to give him the job. Like I don't know, I don't know who's out there. I know Brighton just signed some Italian manager. I forget who he is. But
Yeah, he played like lower division and
Yeah.
bit of a
So like,
no name sort. Well, maybe not a complete no
well,
name.
look
but like,
look at
yeah.
Brighton's recruitment. Someone there knows what they're doing.
Oh yeah, 100%,
So like,
yeah.
obviously he's got some nouns about him. But yeah,
They
I
could
don't-
stay up, I think.
Well, they're in 12th.
Leicester and Forest are the two
Yeah, they're in
real
big trouble.
shite teams this year.
Yeah.
But
Can't believe Leicester, man. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah,
we've always spoken about Tottenham, Leicester, Brentford 0, Arsenal 3. Ooh yeah. Top of the table, we remain in this game. Look, it was a good game. We didn't start as crash hot. I thought we were a bit average to start the game. Like we've started a lot more games a lot hotter than that, but basically after like the first goal went in, we were in cruise control. Like we just had possession of the ball. Saliba scored a mad header off a corner. So our corners, our set pieces have gone through the roof, man. Like we're the top scoring team from set pieces in the last 2 seasons. So yeah, that's unreal. Granit Xhaka getting up the field again, assist for Gabriel Jesus, a magnificent header by Jesus. If you ask
Xhaka's
me,
got to be up there for MVP, hasn't he?
he was
For
my
the
man of
first
the
7
match
rounds?
for
yeah.
Most
sure.
improved.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, right? I was listening to the Arscast and they brought up a good point. It's Xhaka has not been playing bad. He's been playing good for a long period of time now. Even the end of like second half of last season, even like he was playing good football, and it's now getting noticed because he's given license to go box to box now.
Yeah, okay.
Which is what, as I said before, what Arsene Wenger originally purchased him for.
Yeah, you sent something in the week where it was a news report from when he just got signed saying Arsene Wenger says that Granit's going to be the box to box.
Box to box midfielder, and that's what he's getting employed as. And he's got that final ball. He's given that ball. That was a beautiful little dink to Jesus, who like just peeled off the defenders, and to have he's not a big dude. Like, he had to generate that power over the top of the keeper into the top corner, opposite side.
Only thing I'll say, Granit should have a shot more often. There was something in the first half where he was in the 18-yard box completely. It was a great little bit of play, and he tried to square it back across.
He squared it to Martinelli.
He's got to be a little bit more selfish in their situations.
And to be fair, if Martinelli doesn't, he slid over when he tried to kick that. If he doesn't slide over, it's probably a goal. It's another assist to Xhaka.
Martinelli probably also wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
No,
because I think you wouldn't expect a pass there. It was almost like when you used to overplay it.
Yeah, I know.
Like, if you're there, you're shooting.
I understand that, but at the same time, I feel like Jack has gone, this is my shooting in this range is not my best attribute. So he's squared it off, and Martinelli was open. He was free. All he had to do was stand on his feet and kick that ball. If he kicks that ball, I say 9 times out of 10, no matter where he kicks, it's going in the back of the net. You know what I mean? If it's on target.
Yeah, well.
But I get what you mean, because he has got an absolute rocket in his arsenal. And speaking of rockets, on his full debut, Fabio Vieira, absolute worldie. He did the old shape. He shaped, as Glenn Hoddle said on Off the Sport, he shaped as if he was going far side, and then it reminded me of Andre Arshavin. No back one.
Foot speed.
Yeah, no lift off, just fucking hammered this ball. It was a rocket. And he's not the biggest dude, but
it's a good goal.
Yeah.
Technique. You don't need to be a big guy to have a good.
No, exactly right. Yeah,
shot.
no wind up, just hammered it off the post and in. It was great. I love that shit. My grudge of the week was what I was going to get to, boys. Fucking long throws. I fucking hate long throws. To me, that's
for your
just
own team, or
no, just people using it. I get it's a good tactic, but to me, that's just when you're scraping the bottom of the barrel for tactics. We're just going to lob this ball in because we just need. Yeah, Rory Delap. It reminds me of Stoke, and I fucking hate Stoke for obvious reasons.
I don't know. I reckon the long throw can be a valuable option in certain situations.
Yeah, but when you just fucking get down there and you just pick the ball up and I just hate it.
It always seems to be your lower teams that do it.
Yeah, it's just shit football, man.
But you like it as
like a set piece.
If it's a good long throw, because if it's a good long throw in the right position, it's as good as a corner.
Here's my point.
Yeah. Every time Delap did it, everyone was like, fuck.
Yeah, because it was like a corner. But sometimes I can do a long throw and it barely makes 18 yards and it gets headed out.
I'm not saying that a long throw isn't a bad tactic. If you can pull off a long throw, it's good. I personally fucking hate it because it just, to me, says we can't play football. You're too good and we're not going to try. We're just going to lob this fucking ball in from the touchline, and I just don't like it. So
fair enough, mate. You don't have to. I guess.
I don't like it when other teams score.
I think maybe it's because of Stoke. I fucking hate Stoke.
Any long throws out there that feel attacked.
Yeah, and I used to hate having to defend them when we played against fucking Penrith and shit like that. It was just terrible. And final game, we had Manchester. Actually, we've got
Everton, West Ham.
We'll take a short break. I think. Come back.
The boss has called a short break. We'll be back after this. All right, so the 2 games to wrap up the round that got postponed were Man United Leeds and Chelsea Liverpool, which you boys would be stoked about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Why were you so
because you never want to play a team when they've got a new manager.
We're not in great form, and I'd rather face Chelsea when we're in decent form.
Yep. Okay. Fair.
Simple as that.
All right, settle.
Well, fuck, mate, yeah.
It sculled it, that's why.
You ask the questions, mate, and I'll give you the answers that you want.
And the last game we're going to talk about is Everton. Finally got the monkey off their back after 10,000 fucking draws.
Round 40?
Everton won. Round 40. Everton won. West Ham United 0.
Zip. Zada.
0. How'd you say we say it? Mopai?
Mope, I think they say that.
I think we're trying to get the pronunciation right.
Niall Mope.
Got the goal. Big win for Everton.
Huge win for Everton. They've finally converted a draw into 3 points.
Yeah.
They'll be stoked.
Relieves a bit of...
They've built upon it. We said they need to build on it, so they've gone and done it. What a time to be alive if you're an Everton fan.
Oh, absolutely.
Everton 1, West Ham 0. Oh, Jesus.
The one point that I did hear during the week was that the Everton fans are behind Everton and what Frank Lampard's trying to do there, which I feel the same, Jake. What is he?
What is he trying to do? That's the
Does
question.
Frank know?
Look, I don't want to be ragging on Everton because they just got their first win of the season.
Good on him.
dude.
No, truly. Good on him.
They needed it. They've been great. As I've said, they haven't been out of a lot of games. They've been in a fair few that they've played.
They just need to build on this one.
But
Seriously, go get another win.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if they go back to a straight L, they'll be like, okay.
They've got 2 weeks to think about it. So West Ham United, not great for them. They're in struggle street.
Moises just lost the plot.
Yeah, what's going
this
on
year,
there?
yeah.
They just
No good.
Oh, they got fucking Southampton.
Oh, is that who they got next? Oh, well, that's all right for them.
It's a few weeks away, though. We'll see.
Watch it be a fucking 0-0 draw, though.
So, yeah, that's the games for this week. Obviously, we've got no games to preview.
International round for the next
International round.
fortnight.
Who did we say Australia's got New Zealand?
Yeah, Thursday night.
Thursday night.
Yeah, I think it's on Channel 10.
The old Anzac Derby.
Yeah.
How long has it been since we played New Zealand at an international
I feel like
level?
not that long ago, to be honest.
Okay.
I feel like we did it.
Something in Asia Cup or something, maybe?
I'm going to say it was a friendly within the past 4 years.
Yeah, so this is just another friendly.
Yeah, it's like
obviously.
two game series, I think.
It's not that Nations League
No,
thing.
it's just friendly. It's just like World Cup warm ups, really.
Yeah, okay.
So
Is the nation, are the Europe internationals friendlies?
I think that they would be
Yeah,
because
they are,
Yeah, this close to the World Cup.
Or is it that Nations League? See, I'm so confused with this fucking
actually
whole Nations
they
League
might.
thing.
I think they are Nations League over there because they pretty much don't do friendlies.
No,
in
they're
Europe.
just it's just a competition now for friendlies,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah,
Which
pretty
is
much.
yeah,
Yeah,
fucking unbelievable. But anyway, so yeah, international round. We'll go on to the next, which is a returning segment.
Oh,
Figs,
One of the
facts,
favourites
trivia.
for the boys on the table for sure. Jake, have you got something you need to say?
Yeah, last meeting 11 years ago.
11 years ago. And what
I thought
happened?
so.
Jake?
I'm up to
Socceroos
date.
3, New Zealand 0.
Yeah,
5th
okay.
of June 2011.
Yeah,
What
right.
was it for? Just a friendly or?
I think so. It doesn't say, but yeah, we versed New Zealand in the women's in April this year.
I remember watching
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah. That's probably what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, as I was saying,
Moving on.
moving on to Figs Fun Football Facts. It returns.
It returns.
They're back.
Had a hiatus
We had
last week.
We had a little break because we had a lot of questions to answer, but
We
we're
did.
back with the Figs Fun Football Facts.
What do you got for us, mate?
Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit different this week. I'm not just going to tell a singular sort of story.
Okay.
All right, for you guys, I've got some stats here, just some interesting little facts, it's like for namesake,
Yeah.
right? So
Is this a quiz?
I wouldn't call it a quiz as much as I'll talk a bit. I might ask some questions.
Okay, so
It's informal.
so it's like a lecture, really,
Okay.
and you're going to ask questions. Pay attention, everyone.
Yeah, pay attention. All right, I'll be taking attendance. So, so Man City this year can go for the three-peat, which we were discussing pre-show, right? As
Yep.
in three league titles in a row.
Yep.
So 4 teams have done this previously in history. Okay, and in top flight football, not just in Premier League football, in top flight football. Because
Top
as we
flight
always
football.
say on this show, football did start before 1992.
I did.
Correct.
All right, so I'm going to ask you.
Catchphrase.
That's where all our trophies live.
Trophies. Good one.
So can anyone tell me who they were?
Manchester United.
Yeah.
Yep. So they did it in 98, 99, 99, 2000, and
I can't look.
2000.
Is it on your sheet
2001.
there?
I can see the answers.
Can you hide it?
All right, I'm hiding it.
Liverpool.
Yep. When did Liverpool do it, do you think, Jake?
Last in the 80s.
Yep.
Early 80s.
81, 82, 82, 83, and 83, 84.
Take that.
You boys want to have a shot at one?
I think I seen one.
Let me
All
have
right,
a
you're
guess.
not allowed to then.
Let me have a guess.
All right, have a
it-
guess, mate.
It's not Tottenham.
Is it Forest?
It's not Forest, mate.
All right, Leo, you can.
Bolton Wanderers.
It's not Bolton Wanderers.
Damn it!
Who else starts
Arsenal.
with B?
Arsenal did it in 32, 33, 33, 34, and 34, 35. Now, the
there you go.
last, there's one more.
I should know that, shouldn't I?
And it's, well, you probably should, yeah, but that's all right.
Sorry, all the Arsenal fans out there that I've let down.
Huddersfield.
No.
Huddersfield.
Huddersfield have done the three-peat.
You're kidding me.
Really?
I'm not kidding you. 19, 23, 24, 24, 25, 25, 26
Back
season.
with the old pigskin.
Yeah, back with the old pigskin just after World War One. Probably a lot of rations going around, and
Good times.
They've gone and done it. So that's my first little fun fact.
Right.
Second one, who do you reckon's got the most own goals in Premier League history?
The most owned goals in Premier League history.
Yes. Oh. He's a centre back.
Oh, so
Irish.
it's a player, not the team.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a player. Most own goals by a player. Centre back, Richard Dunn. With 10. 10 OGs in his
I'm going to shout out to Jake for knowing that. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
I like Wikipedia.
We just spend a lot of time on Wikipedia and our youth.
Who did he play for, Richard Dunn? Was it? He
He played
Man
for
City?
Everton, Man City.
Yeah.
A lot of Man City fans probably wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, sorry, just kidding.
They only started supporting him
Right, the
like
shake.
5 years ago.
Probably not the info they remember. The most own goals. He played for Villa and QPR as well.
QPR.
Yep, 432 games, so not a bad shout. A lot of people, that's a lot of games to play.
Yeah.
Premier League football.
Yeah.
Fewest points. Can anyone remember who got the fewest points?
Derby.
Yeah, what season?
Ooh.
I'm going to say 2014, 15.
2009?
No, 07, 08. And how many did they get?
9.
11.
Fuck.
11 points over
wow.
38 games.
There was one win though, wasn't it?
I think, yeah.
Imagine supporting them through that.
That would have been hard. And they're going through turmoil
I did.
at the
I
moment.
supported them heaps because we were beating them like 6-0. Stay up.
All right, so we were talking about Adebayor before.
Yeah.
He has got the most offsides out of any Premier League player.
Yeah, right.
He's a lazy.
And it's fucking amazing. It's more than one a game.
Wow. What?
328 and 242 appearances.
Holy shit.
Whoa.
Like,
Can you
what are you
convert that
doing?
into how many XGAs?
I don't know, mate. Just a quick maths here. It's
Especially if VAR was in as well, he'd have
about
500.
1.3 a game, I think.
Oh, yeah, quick maths.
Someone do the maths and just comment, please, and let us know. I've got a couple more for you. Jamie Carragher, Liverpool legend.
Yeah.
Made his debut in midfield, scored a goal in his debut. I'm sure a lot of people were thinking, look at this, we've got a goal-scoring midfielder coming through the year. He only scored three goals in his Liverpool career, and he played about 700-odd games for Liverpool. But funny thing is, he scored the same amount of goals for Liverpool as he did for Spurs.
Own goals.
Yeah, he scored 3 own goals against Spurs.
I was like, is this just like some kind of joke? Or like...
No, legit. He scored 3 own goals against Spurs and 3 goals for Liverpool.
Wow, what a career.
bizarre.
And I think it was like 10 years between goals for him
Oh,
at
yeah.
Liverpool. Like scored in his debut and then didn't score for like another 10 years.
Wow.
Mad run, eh?
He just must have been the one that stayed back at the corners. You know how one player stays back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, definitely. He wasn't like heaps tall or anything. So
Yeah.
wasn't really
Sammy-
renowned for
Sammy
his
used to
attacking
score some
abilities. Sammy, yeah.
Yeah.
The towering Finn.
Yeah.
Sammy Hoopier.
Legend.
Moving on.
Why? Let's talk about Sammy, boy. The final one I've got for you. All right, and then we'll wrap it up. West Ham United. They're not going too good right now.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't been going too good really for a long time. 2015-16 was the first year since 1985-1986 that West Ham ended the season with a positive goal difference.
Oh, my God. Wow.
I know, 30 years of a negative goal difference.
So they just can't defend, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, can't defend, can't score. How did they stay up for that long?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can get trounced, like, it's points, not goals, isn't it? You can get
Yeah, I
trounced
guess
5-0
so, but
5
still, you
times.
think,
and-
like...
Yeah.
for
Well,
that
but
long.
they got relegated a lot in that time.
Yeah.
They did go up
My
and
bad.
down.
And
My
then
bad.
win a 1-0 and then lose the next week 4-0.
But their youth academy, amazing. In the 90s, like Frank Lampard, Rio and
Yeah.
Anton Ferdinand, Joe Cole,
Yeah, true.
a lot more that I'm probably not thinking of.
Yeah.
So,
but that's still,
yeah,
like, even those couple players there are
100%.
stellar.
Yeah. If they had have kept a hold of them, it could have been a different
Yeah.
under Granddad Harry Redknapp.
Granddad Harry Red.
Harry Redknapp.
Great manager.
I heard a story during the week of Neil Warnock. I forget who
Oh, about the bowling?
who he was managing. Have you heard it?
No.
It's
Who was
worth
he
it.
managing? I forget what team it was.
Oh,
Anyway, he convinced them all to chuck
Oh,
50,
yeah, I heard
50
this.
quid in a pot.
Yeah.
And then they all go 10-pin bowling, and whoever like gets the best score gets to keep the money. So he gets them all to put 50 quid in. They go bowling. He pulls out his personalised bowling shoes, his personalised bowling ball, and just roosts like 300. Bowls a perfect round, takes their money, and fucks off.
Thanks for fucking coming.
He was a sly dog, wasn't
What
he?
a cockney battler, eh?
What a sly dog.
Don't fuck
What a
around with the
slide
gaff.
How good.
Bring him back. Fuck, I love him.
Yeah, whatever happened to him? Where's he gone?
Talk about
He went
Is
down
he-
with the team 2 years ago, I think.
West Bromwich Albion.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe
well,
or
that was Big
Norwich.
Sam,
Was it
wasn't it?
Norwich?
Big Sam went down with
Yeah, I
West
like
Brom.
him, Big Sam.
You know what's sad?
Roy Hodgson.
the death of not the literal like dead, but like the death of that classic like Cockney English
football
manager
yeah, 100%.
who just eats pies and goes, "Run, lads!" Like they don't exist anymore.
Wearing them nylon jumpsuits, eh?
Chewing gum.
To be fair, I love watching team talks, like football managers giving like hectic team talks. One of the best I've ever seen is Neil Warnock. I forget who, I think it's like Ipswich or something like that, something random. And he gave some hectic fucking halftime speech. I loved it. I should fucking get it up, show you boys if you haven't seen. Have you seen it?
I can't say I have,
seen
mate.
Oh, it's classic.
Bring it in.
Anyway, all right. Well, that's pretty much it. We'll do our fantasy scores real quick, fellas. So I'll go first. I scored a measly 46, which isn't too bad for this round.
Oh, it wasn't bad at all.
I'm just trying to hang in there at the moment. I'm about mid-table in the average. Aussies just trying
You're
to
better than me, mate.
solidify.
Average of the average.
Yeah, I'm average, bang average.
Maintain.
Maintain and move forward. Jesus got me 12. He was my captain, though. Should have captained KDB with 10. I think I had three or four players out. Zinchenko obviously didn't start injured, which screwed me. But yeah, 46, not too bad. And I finally got to, as I've been talking about for the last like 4 weeks, or 3 weeks maybe, getting KDB out for Salah. Finally had a reason to have to do it. I mean, Salah out for KDB, you're right. Thank you, Jenga, for correcting me. Finally had a reason to do it because obviously Salah was out injured.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we didn't play, not out injured.
oh, sorry, didn't
Postponed
play.
game,
Yeah,
yeah.
my bad.
Could have been
So,
the same.
so I bit the bullet, and I don't know if I'm going to go back, to be fair.
No, I understand that. As we were saying, it might be when. Well, we're in Champions League now, but that's going to be the thing. But the other thing too, I guess, is that because Pep rotates a lot, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
super
it's not like City are dominating league, so he can.
No.
And they're gonna want to win the Champions
Yeah,
League.
that's right.
Very
So you
true.
might find that KDB plays every
Yeah.
bloody
Game,
game.
yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I can only hope.
Haaland and KDB.
Imagine that, assist and scores like every week. That's just guaranteed points.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
The money.
Well, I only got 38.
Yeah.
I was tempted to wild card because I had a lot of players in the postponed games, but I didn't, and it didn't go too well, especially because Zinchenko and Odegaard both took a gamble that they might be fit for the game, and they both weren't. So there's 0 points from two starters. Haaland got me 12, and Nico Williams only got me 1. To be fair, he's only a bench player for me, but I had to
Yeah,
chuck him in
yeah,
there
put him
because,
in.
it's tough times. So
A lot of people wildcarding in that round, which I don't quite understand because, like, you're wildcarding, but obviously there's more games being played than there aren't. But I just feel like wildcarding there is just
Yeah, that's
not
what
the
I felt. I
not
just
the
took
greatest
the hit.
option. Yeah, like I'll probably wildcard in like the next 2 to 3 games probably, but I just felt like this week, like
I guess it depends if your team was stacked with because there was
'Cause
6
City was
teams.
playing, yeah.
There was 6 teams that didn't play. If
Yeah.
you had 10 players from those 6 teams,
yeah.
like what else? You
Yeah,
sort of do?
you just obviously don't want to sacrifice because someone's not playing this week, kind of thing.
yeah. What's the one that you can do where you
Free hit.
Yeah, free hit might have been the call.
Yeah, but then you lose that for when the game because the game weeks are going to get intense.
Deep in the season when
Yeah.
it's
I
like
think there's-
City has 2 games.
I think there's like October is mental for fixtures.
Yeah, I looked at our list and it's
I'm
full
pretty
on.
sure we got like,
It's like 8 games,
9.
7 or 8
We got
games
9
for us.
games in October. I'm pretty sure. Like,
Average Aussies won't sleep.
No,
Do a podcast every 48
I'm
hours.
just going to be
Oh,
editing.
jeez.
All right. Sorry, not Figos. You've already gone. Beefos.
Mate.
One of the Osses.
Probably similar to you boys. I got 43. Best was KDB. He got 10. And
Who'd you
Paul was
captain?
Captain Haaland, so he got 12.
Okay.
And Mitrovic got 2. Disappointing. 3 goals for Fulham. And he
Not
didn't score
involved.
a
Yeah,
assist.
spewing.
Get out. Stop it. And in our average Aussies fantasy league, so Andrew Craig's still leading, and the 2 Zacks and Michael moved up, and Jake and I moved down.
Nice,
Yeah.
fellas.
Yeah, I took the hit. I thought strategically you keep the wild card and the free hit for later on. But yeah, I got fucking 26.
Ooh.
Haaland, the only one keeping me afloat these days with 12.
I don't know if I'd call that a float.
Am I still above you?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, I think he is.
Well, I scored more points than you this week, and
This week.
we don't live in the past on this podcast.
Oh, set it up. Here we go. The two Liverpool boys duking it out.
Definition of living in the past.
Where is he?
He's above me.
By how many spots?
But, well, he's only 18 points above me, and I gained
By how many spots?
I gained 12 points on him this week. So
By 3 spots. Well, Jake, look, hopefully you can
Yeah.
upwards and onwards from here. I mean,
Well,
I guess,
surely
like,
it's
you
not
didn't
gonna
take
get
any
any
points
fucking
hits.
worse.
Did anyone take a points hit this week to try and get any players in?
I didn't.
Yes.
Oh,
I
bugger.
brought 2 City players in.
City fans. You're a City fan.
I brought in KDB and Cancelo. I loved it.
Yeah, cool. All right, well,
Hey, before we wrap up, I got a quick one last little question.
yeah.
Right, I want everyone to just quickly give me their greatest Australian Premier League player, but they're all their greatest Australian player.
Greatest Australian.
Sorry, I worded this wrong.
Uh-oh.
Who you think is the best Australian football export, but who you think is the best like Premier League player who was Australian? Because there's a difference, and I'll explain it, right? Because you said that on TikTok, I got a little bit of support, but a little bit of like, because I said arguably Tim Cahill.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, Tim Cahill, what I was saying was I feel like he's done the best in the Premier League for us.
Yeah.
Personally,
I
I think.
agree with that.
Just
Yeah.
with his record and everything. But I think the best Australian player that we've had as an export would be Harry Kewell.
Yeah, as an export, you can't as an Aussie.
Yeah, because I just feel like if injuries, they curtailed his career a little bit, but just his raw talent, like he could have been, and he was,
He's
but
got a
like,
fucking Champions League.
yeah, like he was
Well, that's when
unbelievable
they-
in his
yeah.
prime. So my question to you would be, like, yeah, sort of the best Australian Premier League player, but then who you think is the best Australian player, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like you can't. I don't know if we can really argue with like that. Like I think that Cahill's above Viduka for me.
Yeah.
So it would go if you're talking like best Premier League players, purely out of longevity. Maybe he doesn't have the achievements that Harry Kewell got, but yeah, Tim Cahill has to be up the top because he was week in, week out playing for Everton, scoring goals, and that's when Everton were
Yeah, pushing.
not that Everton are shit now, but like like they were like up there, like
I finished 4th, man.
yeah, like and Timmy Cahill was a massive
Didn't even
part of
play
that.
Champions League.
And then you put in like you combine that. I know you're talking about Premier League, but you combine that with the goals that Tim Cahill scored for the Socceroos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Easily for me makes him our best Socceroo ever.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think.
yeah.
Harry Kewell, don't get me wrong, raw talent, amazing.
Yeah.
But for what someone has done for the nation.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I mean.
And
Like,
Tim Cahill did that in the twilight of his career, I'd say too. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing that I
he's
think.
he's a Socceroos top scorer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Like-
like a lot of it, I feel like a lot of it was towards the back end of his career. Like
He stuck around for a lot, when a lot of the golden generation started retiring.
he was still
did it,
going
and
because he was
hung
still
on.
playing week
Yeah.
in, week out for Everton.
Yeah.
Well,
Was he not?
Well, by that point, he might have moved to New York Red Bulls because he went there.
Right.
But he
still
did play
played
for Everton.
I was going to
like,
say he
late
was at
into his
Everton
career.
for a long
He
time.
was.
Yeah, and as your point, you're right. Harry Kewell, best ever pure raw talent export.
Yeah.
And Mark Viduka for me
He's
was
up there.
Mark Viduka
Oh,
would be
Dukes is
in the
definitely
top
up there.
3.
Same with
But he was a different style of player. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, he was kind of like that stand up the top, like, and make them runs and
Yeah.
score
I'd
them
say
goals.
for Premier League presence as well, it's our man from our local club, Mark Schwarzer.
Well, I was going to say.
love me
Fuck,
some
how
Mark
do we
Schwarzer.
forget Mark Schwarzer?
I did, and I was
Holy
gonna say,
shit,
he's
I
a
did.
massive shout because he played for so fucking long.
Yeah, representing the
Years.
fucking Colo Cougars.
You.
Obviously a
Sat in his science table.
We all played in the same club as Mark Schwarzer, by the way.
yeah, we
guys.
all played for
It's
the
our
same
claim to fame.
It's the same club
Take us
that
with
we
you,
played
Mark.
for, Colo Cougars. Shout out to Mark Schwartz. I can't believe I didn't think of that because fuck me, that's up there for a shout with Premier League export because
Yeah, the goalkeepers like
He
drummers.
played
they
for
never
some-
get a shout. out though, do
He
they?
played for years. He was what? He started off in Germany, but then when he came to the Premier League, it was Middlesbrough,
Yeah.
and then Fulham,
Yeah.
I think, and then he went to Chelsea.
And then Leicester.
Chelsea in the
And then Leicester,
heights of
yeah.
their powers,
Yeah,
and then Leicester.
he's got the Premier League twice.
Yeah, well, I mean, at Chelsea and Leicester, he wasn't like first choice starting, but he did play in games.
Yeah, he
100%.
up,
Yeah.
He did, yeah. He played a cracking game against
Premier League
us.
titles.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does.
Chelsea and Leicester.
Well, then he would arguably be our best Premier League export.
But do you say the title if he was like 38-year-old like second choice keeper?
It's on his stats. You love his stats, man.
I do love stats.
man.
Like
I'm a stat man.
at the same time, he was also he went to Chelsea because he was one of the best goalkeepers around at the time.
Well, he was probably the best one that you could
like
get
for a
as a
second
backup.
string,
Like
yeah.
a shot stopper.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Oh, he's definitely up there. Like, there's no doubt about that. But there's a few.
I'd arguably put Schwarzer above Viduka.
Probably. I'll tell you another one. Brett Emerton.
Yeah, Blackburn. Lucas
Yeah.
Neal, Blackburn.
Lucas now I feel like tapered a little bit.
Yeah,
in the end of his
you're
career.
right. Brett Emerton had a
Brett Emerton, like he holds some record for like the most assists in his first 10 games or something like that
Yeah,
out
okay.
of like any Premier League player.
yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it just crazy? Like
Yeah.
like all these players.
Wait, but
like,
this was all that generation that played all together.
yeah, exactly right. And like, look, that's
2006
how many
boys.
in the Premier League that we just rattled off.
Oh,
there.
back in
like,
the day,
you
you
know
had
what I
Craig
mean?
Moore, Stan Lazaridis.
Craig
like,
Moore.
Craig Moore.
Craig
yeah,
Moore's a
at
great.
Newcastle.
Was that
Career.
luck or was there something going on in the junior system back then in
This
like
is
the
what-
80s?
yeah.
Well,
This is what we were saying last week.
is
Like,
the other thing that got brought up, especially
Put a bit of money in the
a
NSL.
couple of people commented on TikTok. My brother made mention to me because he was in the youth system for a long time as a goalkeeper. The youth system in Australia is
cost too much.
it's rubbish, man.
Yeah.
And the politics that go into
Yeah.
being able to, allow your child to who's got pure raw talent, the money that it costs for you to put them into a proper youth league, youth academy, and then the clubs on top of that, like in New South Wales especially, you got Greek clubs, you've got
Yeah.
Croatian clubs, you've got
Italians.
Italian clubs, and
Macedonians.
that can affect what like happens to you. Look
Absolutely.
at one of our best mates, Zach. It happened to him going all through the leagues. He was quality, but
Yeah.
you're not the right nationality. You don't have enough money. Sometimes you don't get a
you ain't
spot in
playing
that.
for Marconi, are you?
Yeah,
You don't
well,
get
the
a spot
thing
in
though,
that
with,
team.
with that nationality like debate, because obviously that's why they started the A League. They said like we need to get rid of like the like identities of the clubs that are fully based around their nationalities. I feel like we can't fully let go of that in football because that's an important aspect of it.
No, I 100% agree. I just feel like the politics involved
That can come from that.
yeah,
yeah.
that are involved with whether your child can play, whether he's the best player in the team or not, whether he's allowed to play or he has to search for another club.
Yeah,
That's
it can get sticky.
yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids, as my brother said to me, a lot of kids can slip through the cracks because of
Yeah.
that, because they don't have the support or they don't have the money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Which is something that I feel like they don't struggle with in England because you do it from school, like everything's
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
school, like and
clubs will like pay you to be in their academy.
Exactly
You're
right.
not paying to
exactly
be in their
right.
academy.
Yeah, so that for the golden generation to spark up to get a new one, you definitely need to sort out the youth system in Australia. Obviously, you spoke about relegation, promotion,
Yeah.
get rid of the salary cap, and just try and make Australia as competitive as possible.
There's been a lot of chat that they have sorted out the youth system and that we just haven't seen the fruits of it yet.
Yeah, okay.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next 10 years.
Because, and that comes to the last point, where if you build a quality league in Australia, then you start getting looked at as one of those leagues that you can poach from. So
Yeah.
the Premier League start looking at Australia, and,
Well,
what's in Australia?
In
Like,
basketball, the NBL did that.
yeah.
Because in the NBA, like you have to go through the college draft system and
Yep.
everything. The NBL went, well, no, like come and play here.
Yep.
Like offered them good money, and a lot of young guys would come over here for a couple of seasons to avoid college, and then they'd get drafted into the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it can happen. You
Yeah.
can like the Dutch league system has fully accepted that it's a feeder system to the bigger leagues.
Yep.
But look at Ajax every year.
Yeah.
Oh, mate,
Like it's okay to be like a selling league
Alkmaar,
and have
PSV,
competitive
Feyenoord.
football.
Well,
you don't have to be peak.
exactly right. I know.
know?
I would 100% agree. Imagine if you're a feeder club to the Premier League, like you're a feeder.
Imagine if Australian football became known as like the place to get good young talent for good price,
Yeah.
because Australian players fucking work hard.
because at the end of the day,
No one can question that.
It's like Melbourne City. They're like, oh, we'll take Aaron Moy. And that was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah.
City.
as I said, like you'd be stoked because obviously Australia's probably never going to be able to compete with the Premier League, the Bundesliga, the La Liga.
And that's okay.
But they can be right up there with the Dutch and all that, like doing all that stuff. So that was a good question.
We can only hope.
We can only hope. That's
right.
I'm praying for Australian football because obviously we love football.
We certainly do.
But we'll still cover the Premier League no matter what because we love the fucking Premier League. All right, boys. Well, it's only a short one this week because obviously there's not much doing with international rounds, but we'll be back next week. We'll have a bit of a preview, I'd say, maybe.
Big North London derby. Can't wait to
Yeah,
preview
there's
that.
a
bad
big
boy.
one coming up. Could get nasty at the desk over here.
Oh, yeah.
Leo's going to move to where Jake is.
Yeah, it's going to have to be some separation.
No rums that
No
week.
rums, no rums.
Just some red wine or something. something calming.
I might have a celebratory champagne probably, but as always, if you've made it this far, please like, subscribe, comment on the video, please. Like, let us know your thoughts, whatever you want to. If you want to talk about something, you want to
send your questions.
Yeah, even if you're
in the chat.
disappointed with how we capitalised the intro.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to ever say that grammar's my strong point or whatever the fuck that is.
Grammar.
Don't forget you can find us on Instagram for all the best bits, TikTok. We are on Twitter. We'll probably get more like stuff happening on Twitter as well. And finally, the Fantasy League. There's going to be a prize for whoever wins this Fantasy League. So make sure you get involved. We'll send you a prize if you can beat Andrew Craig.
Yes,
'Cause
please.
It's going to be tough.
Send
Going-
your eyes if
You know what we
just beat
should do?
Andrew Gray.
See how Andrew Craig goes if we don't let him follow every single fantasy football account on Twitter and just use his own brain. How do you reckon he'd go?
I think he's pretty
That
good.
sounds like a bit of salt coming from Nudo's
I
corner.
think,
here,
I
Andrew.
think he's pretty good. You know what I'm spewing about though? Andrew Craig didn't give us a name we had to mention this podcast.
Oh, not good enough.
He might have gave me one at the pub on the weekend. I don't know, but I forgot it.
Was it Andrew Craig? Just
Well,
said that
if it is, we're fine. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see you all next week, guys. As always, boys, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me, mate.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.